What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. I guess Giant fans aren't having one so much today. You know, it's kind of crazy because, the talking heads should be out there having a slice of humble pie. Slice of humble pie, right? They should be looking and saying, maybe we were wrong about the Dallas Cowboys, because I remember Greg Jennings literally saying, I trust Daniel Jones more than I trust Dak Prescott. I trust Daniel Jones more than I trust Dak Prescott. Daniel Jones, who has faced off against Dak Prescott quite a few times in his career, has yet to taste victory over Dak Prescott. In the same way, people always talk about, Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins. It's the same guy. No, they're not. 40-3. 40-3 last year. 40-3. And Kirk Cousins has one victory over the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott at the helm. In the same way, Dak Prescott owns their division. Now, I figured that with the Cowboys winning 40-0, that they would go through and just say, hey, so far, it's early in the season, it's just one game. The Cowboys are really good. They came up with a great game plan. Their defense is above and beyond what we expected. These guys are really good. So I watched a little bit of Undisputed, and it's so nice to see. You see how happy right now Michael Irvin is. You can see Michael Irvin is in peace, and you feel good if you're a Michael Irvin and a Dallas Cowboy fan. You feel good for Michael Irvin settling the lawsuit with Marriott and getting back to work. Now, the only ones out there that look like ass now, right now, are, of course, ESPN. Because ESPN is the one that gets left out in the cold. Because, of course, they rushed to judgment. Fox swooped in. The NFL network goes ahead and puts it back on. ESPN has the big loss. And it looks like Skip Bayless is the one that's gotten the better of the pie. Be that all as it may, it is what it is if you are, ESPN. So I'm watching, you got, of course, Skip Bayless screaming, my Dallas Cowboys, and how good they are, and, finally, how about them Cowboys? And then you have the Cowboys, who demoralized the New York Giants. And you hear Richard Sherman goes on and says, well, your quarterback was just average yesterday. He was just average. We got a 40-point win, and we're just going through and saying the quarterback was average. So let me make sure I got this straight. We've got a driving down rainstorm, right? Driving down rain. Raining cats and dogs. And as I look around the NFC East, because Daniel Jones had a 8.4 QBR. They had 3 turnovers, got sacked 7 times. The weather was a factor out there, because I can't look and say Jalen Hurts looks like MVP, because he didn't. Maybe ball slipped sometimes, because some of those passes were way off. I believe he fumbled yesterday too. He looked like ass, right? They got the win, but I'm sitting here thinking about, because they all played in the rain. Are we looking at New England and saying New England is as good a team as the Giants? Because the Giants were a playoff team last year. We had the big Daniel Jones head and the little teeny Dak and Micah Parsons, the Giant matchup. The Giants were supposed to be a team that was ascending. The Cowboys, they were going to be ass. I don't know that anybody looked at Mac Jones and said Mac Jones is, great. I don't think the Patriots are looking at paying Mac Jones $40 million. Mac Jones in the rain played better than Daniel Jones did against a team that was supposed to be great. The Eagles were lucky, actually, had they not gotten the turnovers, they could have lost that game very easily. And I still say, when it was fourth down, they should have punted the ball because their defense was shutting them down. They would have had a shorter field to work with. But be that as it may, again, I'm a guy with a day job and a voodoo doll. What you want in football is not to put a game solely on the back of one guy. We did that with Tony Romo. Our defense, for the most part through his career, was not that great. In which case, we had to live or die by the arm of Tony Romo, which led to a lot of 8-8 seasons, 3 in a row, I believe it was. So what you really want is, you want a team that's good all the way around. You could look and say, as much as Bad Dog was crazy saying that Eli Manning was a better quarterback than Troy Aikman only had one season of 20 or more touchdown passes because he had a great team around him. When he did have to throw, of course, it was great. It was, on the money because guys were always open. There was too much of a field to cover. But in retrospect, you don't look and say that we had to win games because of Troy Aikman, that he had to put the team on his back and will them to win. We saw that with Emmitt Smith with a broken shoulder, where he put the team on his back and willed them to win. But I can't really remember games where it was Troy Aikman became that guy that was the gunslinger and had to shoot out. Now, I'm sure there were some. I just don't remember any of those big games where we were at that point. The Cowboys won 40-0, and we still have Dak Prescott sucks. People ain't talking about Joe Burrow, who got $275 million, $219 million guaranteed. And they lost to the Cleveland Browns, and they scored 3 points. We ain't talking about Sam Howell, who literally looked like, are we sure this is the guy? He looked a little shaky there yesterday. And Jalen Hurts did not look like the MVP at all. So, some things never change. Cowboys get a blowout win, and they still suck. Yeah, such is the life of being a Dallas Cowboys YouTuber, blogger, and so on. Cowboys, they always stink. Peace.